Huge upgrades for Ferrari in Barcelona. To put it lightly, Ferrari's season could have started better. The team is in a very weird spot right now, with both Leclerc and Sainz being barely behind Russell on number 6 and number 7 spots, and the team itself being hard-locked on P4 in the constructors' standings. With the Imola race being cancelled, as every team, Ferrari also introduced their delayed upgrades in Monaco, albeit very unsuccessfully. However, with the races coming up thick and fast and the Barcelona race this weekend, things are looking promising for the Scuderia as they look to bring huge upgrades in Spain. What will it mean, and will they be able to dig themselves out of the mid-table hole? Stick around to find out. The Monaco Grand Prix weekend started with Scuderia Ferrari feeling very hopeful. They were confident that they could compete equally with Aston Martin and Red Bull for the top position in qualifying and for a win in the race. The team had probably done some simulations in the factory to support their confidence. In the practice sessions, both Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc showed good speed and were happy with how the car was performing. However, as the weekend went on, the SF23 car lost its advantages and didn't perform as well as its rivals. It also became difficult to drive, which meant the drivers couldn't push it to the maximum around the streets of Monaco and get the best performance out of it. During the disappointing qualifying session, the Ferraris didn't do well either. They were even slower than Esteban Ocon's Alpine car, and in the end, they finished behind the two Mercedes cars in the race. It's worth noting that the race was made more challenging by the weather conditions, with unexpected rain towards the end. The two red Ferraris ended up in 6th and 8th positions, far from the podium. This result clearly shows the problems with the SF23 car and leaves a sour feeling for the Maranello team. Another package is due next week in Barcelona, where traditionally teams try to make a significant step with a major update. However, Vasseur says it is best to not read too much into the outcome of the Spanish weekend, as it will represent just one step in an ongoing effort to improve the SF23. We are not supposed to bring updates in Monaco because it's a tricky one, said Vasseur, and we want to be much more focused on the setup and the driving during the weekend. But what we were supposed to bring in Imola will hit the track this weekend. And we'll have another step forward in Barcelona next week. It's not the easiest one to do an update on the car in Monaco, because I think it's more important for the team to be focused on the driving and the setup. But if per plan you were supposed to have something in Imola, it would be stupid to not put it on the car. And we were supposed to have just a small update in Imola, and we'll bring it on Friday. The thing is, Ferrari do not lack speed, as on tracks with high downforce requirements such as Bahrain and Monaco, the SF23 didn't seem to be significantly slower. The slow corners in particular suited the car well. Additionally, Carlos Sainz had the highest straight line speed in Bahrain, indicating that the car speed and downforce are not the main issues for Ferrari. However, there is a major hurdle when it comes to speed once the DRS, drag reduction system, is opened. The Red Bull RB19 has a significant 30 km/h advantage over Ferrari when the DRS is activated. Hand on heart, even without DRS, Max Verstappen was able to overtake Charles Leclerc in Baku without much difficulty, suggesting that the overall design of the Ferrari car needs to change if they want to be competitive with Red Bull. The inconsistency in the car's performance from one circuit to another is a concerning factor, and it poses a threat to Ferrari's championship hopes if they are still in contention at this point of the season. It highlights the need for improvements and a more consistent performance from the car. Fred Vasseur further confirmed big changes are coming for the Scuderia in Barcelona. However, it's a multiple-part package that when completed will represent the true value of the upgrades. Barcelona for sure, it will be an update on the car, but we are not planning to bring a big package each 5 races. We will bring small updates every single race, and I don't want to say that it's Barcelona or nothing. After Barcelona, we will have a small update in Montreal and another one in UK, Austria. We are planning today to bring updates every single race until the end of the season. What's important to understand is that Ferrari having speed means nothing if every other part is broken. Speed alone is not the only factor that determines a car's success in winning races. Williams, for example, has a fast car, in terms of straight line speed, but struggles with the degradation and downforce requirements, and this is me putting it lightly. Ferrari was able to outperform Red Bull in Austria last year, showcasing their capabilities, but will they be able to introduce a similar side pod design and be competitive right from the start? That's a huge doubt. There are other important factors for Ferrari to consider if they want to be considered contenders for the championship. One crucial aspect is the floor of the car, because we saw during the Monaco GP how complex was Red Bull's floor when compared to Sainz's car. The simplicity of the SF23's floor means that the generation of downforce and the overall concept of the car need to be revamped. However, unlike Mercedes, Ferrari doesn't need to completely change direction since they've already found a working approach. They just need to optimize it fully and make some adjustments, which is what Red Bull have done to near perfection. Another area that requires improvement is the team's strategy calls, something that had maybe the most impact in them losing on the title race last season. In Monaco, Ferrari lost valuable positions due to a missed strategy call for Sainz as they attempted to undercut Ocon but ended up in a battle with Hamilton, which Sainz didn't mind since Hamilton was not performing well that weekend. Despite starting in 4th and 6th positions, both Ferrari drivers finished in 6th and 8th. Monaco seems to be a challenging race for Ferrari, but the upcoming race in Barcelona brings hope as Sainz expressed his expectations for a better outcome. Barcelona holds significance for Sainz as his home race, and he aims to showcase his skills in front of his fans, something he couldn't do fully last year after a gravel trap incident. And he as well expects that Barcelona will be the real test of whether they can improve their race pace. The Spanish GP is always on my mind. I come from Miami and first go Imola and Monaco, but the home one is the Grand Prix you think about the most. It seems incredible to me that so much time has passed since the first one in 2015, but it's been good years for me with progression. Going to the 3rd Spanish GP as a Ferrari driver is very special. I've tried to improve in everything, and I'm more eager than ever to compete in front of people, which there are more and more of. It's going up, and it's going to be one of the best Spanish GPs in recent years. Ferrari must find a way to capitalize on Sainz's results in his home country, as he knows the track very well and will have the added motivation from the crowd, who will certainly root for him. It's not going to be easy because most of the teams, and especially Mercedes, will have their full upgrade package ready for a conventional circuit, and we can bet with utmost certainty that they will perform bar any terrible driver mistake. What Ferrari has to do is get their act together, plan the race properly, focus more on themselves rather than on Mercedes and Aston Martin, and I believe the results will come. Even though it may take some time, it's pretty evident that they have somewhat of a good strategy to come close and fight for 2nd place, but the main issue will be executing it properly and without any mistakes. We know they are capable of it, but will they deliver is the question everyone's asking. Last year should be long forgotten by now, and if the team focuses on the future, as Leclerc stated, we might be looking at a decent Ferrari team sometime very soon. Let us know your thoughts and opinions about Ferrari this season. What do you expect from them in Barcelona this weekend? Thank you for watching Racing Zone, and we will see you next time.